So how's it going so far, George? How's the knee coming along?
I'm ahead of schedule, and for the time that I had the surgery and the time that I'm doing my rehab, I'm ahead of schedule. So it's I feel good, I feel better every week, and the most dangerous thing is that I feel too good, and I try to do too much, and I hurt myself again because now my graft is still not fused properly. So even though my muscle feels strong and not as strong as it's supposed to be, like when it's normal, but it's strong enough to feel good, the danger is that I go too fast and I hurt myself again. And I made a mistake once. That's how I got hurt, and I don't want to do it again. So I have to listen to the doctor.
And so for now, though, you've been saying it looks like summertime you could fight.
No. I never said that. Oh. Summertime, I might be back in training around July. Because like I said, even though I will feel good, the danger is that I will try to come back too fast, and my graft inside, it's not fused properly. That muscle-wise, I might feel good this summer. I might feel 100%, but inside it's still not fused. The nerve and the blood vessel are still not all connected together. So that's the danger. My ACL, my ligament, it will not be completely as strong as it should be. So that's why I need to take time. I know people want me to come back fast, and I want to come back very fast, but I don't want to mess it up. And there's a lot on the line. The doctor I did the surgery, he says to me, don't mess this up. My reputation is on the line, and the rehab people that I'm with, so it's like a team, and I respect them. I respect what they say, and I will listen to them until the end.
What are you doing now, though, in the interim when you can't work out completely? Are you doing anything to
Well, I had to follow a protocol the first 6 weeks after my surgery, a protocol that most people follow. It's always the same thing, same exercise. After 6 weeks, I felt very good. So it normally take like 8 to 12 weeks to feel like I felt after 6 weeks. So after 6 weeks, the doctor gave me the 2 thumbs up, so I got transferred to a different place, a different department. I train at SSL training. It's a place that they train. They do stuff that is not very conventional. All their training is based on the research that they have done in the USSR during the communist time. Back then they tried to create the super athlete. They had unlimited resources and budget, and they try to create the super athlete. And they don't lift weight. They train in very different ways than most normal people train. And a lot of professional athletes had incredible result training that way. Like one of the American football player, Troy Polamalu, trained with the same kind of system. And so it's not a new system, actually. I believe that's what works best, and I never did it in my life. I always wanted to meet Gavin. I wanted to train with him for a long time, and now that I'm hurt, and it's perfect time to rehab my knee and to be able to learn from that new type of training.
George, what do you think of the primetime show so far?
It's good. I mean, it's a good promotion for the fight. I don't really stop at watching it. Tell you the truth, I try to focus on me. I'm not trying to focus on what the other guy is doing because I don't control that. So, but focus to be the best I can be every day, and like that I will come back faster and stronger.
You've said that Nick was disrespectful and that you really wanted to beat him. So does that mean on Saturday night you're going to be sitting there kind of rooting for him to win?
Yeah, of course. I want Nick Diaz to win for 2 reasons. One is, first is the fight that everybody wanted to see. He's a champion at Strikeforce, and I'm champion of UFC back before. And I like the format, champion versus champion. And I always what lights fire in me, it's always challenges. When I don't have challenge, I feel a little bit dead. I feel unmotivated. But when I have challenge, that's where I'm at my best. And also everything that Yev says, a lot of it is him and his trainer has questioned my integrity in the sport. They said I was taking steroids and stuff like that publicly, and I always been fair. I never cheat in my life, and it's something to promote a fight, but it's something else when you attack someone personally, and I don't think it's the right way to promote a fight. But it is what it is, and that's why it gives me more motivation to fight him. So I wish he will win. But whoever win, it's serious competition, you know. So I will train as hard as I can, and I will be the best I could be, and I will fight the winner of it.
Well, he did say, actually, I interviewed him at UFC 141, and he did say actually that he knows that fighters get hurt all the time, and that he does understand that, and that he actually didn't think that, you know, you were ducking him. He believes you were hurt because he gets hurt too. So I think maybe what he said before, maybe I don't know, was in the heat of the moment, but regardless of what he says now, you still feel like you need to put him in his place?
Nick is not crazy. Nick is a very, very smart guy. People, they're like, oh, Nick is crazy. That's a persona that he has to intimidate people. You know, it's like a guy at school, a bully. You know, that remember people that used to bully me before. They tried to make me believe they're ready to kill people, and that's not true. He's a very, very clever guy. He's a very smart guy. He's very smart at what he does. You know, and one of the reasons that he's where he is in his life, he's very successful, is because he's very smart. So I don't buy this thing that, oh, he's crazy, you know, and I don't buy it. He's not crazy. He's a very, very smart guy, and the way he portrays himself sometimes is not the same as who he truly is. I don't believe Nick Diaz is a bad human being. That's not what I said. Through my eyes, he's very disrespectful because I'm gonna fight him. You know, it's not. He has the need to hate his opponent to fight him. For me, there is nothing personal into a fight. I don't need to hate my opponent to fight him. Of course, if there is a little bit of fire between the both of us, it gives me a drive. So the only thing he did by he just light more fire in me, and that's where I'm at my best. When I fight a nice guy, I don't have the same drive that I have when someone put me like I'm against the hedge, for example, like Koscheck, Matt Serra, Josh Koscheck, BJ Penn. I never perform as well in my career when I fought a guy that is, you know, that question my integrity.
George, you said at UFC 137 you felt like every time you saw Nick, he wanted to fight you on sight. What incidents led you to believe that?
That's not true. That I don't believe he wants to fight me. He won't make me believe that he wants to fight me, but he doesn't want to fight me. People think he wants to fight me. That's what he look like. But I believe he's a very clever guy. He does that to intimidate me. But I'm not afraid of Nick Diaz. And if I see him somewhere, and I have to go somewhere and I have to pass by the same area, of course I'm not gonna try to pass close to him. You know, I don't like confrontation. You know, but you can be sure that if something happens and I'm close and I'm in a way that I have no way out, and he comes up to me and I feel my safety, my well-being jeopardized, I will swing for the fence. And this is a normal reaction to a human being. It's the self-defense. But I do not believe Nick Diaz want to fight me, especially not before a fight. Before he was fighting BJ Penn, he want to try to intimidate me. Maybe he thinks he does because I try to avoid, because I don't like. The reason why I don't like, even the guy is 3 foot tall. I don't. He's in a wheelchair. I don't care if he. I just don't like confrontation. So if I can avoid a confrontation, I will avoid it against whoever it is.
Being one of the signature fighters of the UFC, do you feel a certain responsibility, though, to conduct yourself in a certain way and others don't?
Exactly that. People that misunderstand sometimes, because I stand for something bigger than myself. What I mean by that is I want to be a role model. I know there's a lot of people looking up to me, and it's not because I'm nice to people. They take my kindness for weakness. Believe me, I have a lot of demon in my head, and people has no idea how dark I am in my head. But I keep everything inside, and I don't want to show it because that's not my line of conduct. And the way it comes out, it's in the fight. When I fight, I'm able to release it. And when I'm training, I'm able to release it. But I have something that I stand for, and I don't want to act like, I don't want to have a bad image, and I want to show a good. I want to be a good role model especially for kids that look up to me. Because when when I was young, I had a lot of problem when I was young, and I could have turned very bad the way I grew up. I grew up with a lot of violence and a lot of problem. And I remember the guy that I look up to at the time was Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky was a perfect role model, always well-spoken, very humble. And I was looking up to him a lot, saying I wanted to be like him. So that's how I become like this. I want to do the same thing for a kid that is looking up to someone and want to be like him.
So does that mean it's a little bit of an effort to keep it in control? And
It is very hard.
Yeah.
It is very hard. You know, that's what you deserve, you know, that it's very hard. If I would go and answer back to Nick Diaz and say F word and this and that, of course I want to do it. Like, there is nobody, you know what I mean? I want to answer back. I would like, but it's not, like I said, I stand for something bigger than myself, you know, even though I want to do it, but I have a line of conduct and I want to respect that.
Because you don't want to recreate what was happening to you when you were a kid.
Exactly. I don't want, and I want to be able to help people as well in a way. If Wayne Gretzky back then, after a hockey game, if someone give him a body check, like, I'm sure it happened sometimes, he was angry. He was like, he took the mind, he would have said, oh yeah, next time I will kill him. Like, I would have looked at this and I would be like, oh, if Wayne Gretzky do it, I'm gonna do it as well. So I will try to mimic him the way he act, but he never did it. He always stay humble and a nice guy, and I want to do the same thing. Of course, sometimes I'm mad and I got a lot of demon in my head, but I don't show it.
So I know you've been in LA for a while. While you've been there, even though you can't fully train, have you seen Freddie Roach? Have you been at least doing some things at all physically?
I can't box right now because it's the twisting motion, and like I said, my ligament is not fused together properly yet to start that. I think in a few weeks I will be able to start slowly different, like maybe boxing, things like this. But right now it's too soon. I'm focusing on straining my leg, and the main thing for me, the most dangerous thing, like the most important thing is let the time do the healing. That's the most important thing.
So how do you stay sane though? Are you still a gym rat? Do you go still hang out in the gym and watch?
No,
people again,
I hang out with Freddie every week. I learn from him just by talking to him, see how his boxer get ready for fights. There is guys sparring there, they fight for a world title. It's good for my eyes to see. When I go back in Montreal, I go hang out in the gym, see the guys train, and you can learn a lot of stuff. I've been writing down a lot of stuff that I think it will make my training more efficient, and it will make me a better martial artist. One of the main things that I've learned from in this whole story is more is not always better. Smarter is better, and when I come back training, I will have a totally new mentality. And I used to say all the time, I'll sleep when I die. This is probably one of the most stupidest thing I ever said, and I realize now why, and I will never make the same mistake twice. Because the thing that I've learned too, you can be overtrained. Overtraining is not only muscular, and that's what happened to me. Even though sometimes you feel overtrained, even though you haven't trained hard the day before, but there's so much thing going on in your head and your life that you're burned out from the inside out instead of being from the outside in. And overtrain it's also with the nervous system, So the nervous system, it's even more important than the muscle, because the nervous system, it wraps around the muscle. And if your nervous system is tired and overtrained, that's what happened to me. You can get hurt, and it's very dangerous. So overtrain is only muscle. It could be, let's say you have a crazy life, you have a lot of problem going on in your life. It's very hard to train properly when that happens, because you're mentally burned out.
What did you learn from Freddie Roach? I mean, primarily he's a trainer for boxers, but what did you pick up for him outside of the striking?
Freddie is an incredible human being. The way he fights, it's very very interesting. He has a protocol, like a system that he uses for all his boxers, all his coaches at the gym, and it's very interesting. And what all the stuff that he uses boxing, all his system that he uses in boxing, I can apply that in wrestling and jiu-jitsu and all the different sport, and in mixed martial art as well. So what he showed me in boxing, I can apply it in other disciplines and learn from him. Everything is all connected together. When you become martial artist, you found out after a few years that all disciplines are different, but it's all connected. It's all the same laws. They all the same laws that apply to every discipline.
George, will you go to Sweden for the UFC event?
Yes, I go to Sweden, yeah, because I have a good training partner of mine and a good friend that is fighting. I might corner him, Francis Carmon. He's training very, very hard, and I can't be training with him right now, but every time I go to Montreal, I make sure I get an eye on him.
Any chance for a meet and greet with the Swedish fans?
Absolutely, I guarantee it will happen, of course.
George, the fight on Saturday is for a belt, and we've heard injured champions say before that that's a fake belt, it doesn't really mean anything. Would you take that stand, or do you believe that whoever wins on Saturday is the welterweight champion for the time being?
Well, I believe it will be welterweight champion because in my contract I'm supposed to defend my belt every year, and I won't be able to defend it this year. Last fight was against Jake Shield, and because of everything that have happened, the injury, the fight that got cancelled before between me and Nick and everything. So I think it's fair to give a title, but I've been defending my title for so many times, so I don't really fight to be champion anymore because I became champion many times. I fight for the name. I fight to beat the best guy, and I'm glad that I want to fight the best man in the world to be the best. That's what it is about.
George, if you are cleared by the doctors and you wanted to go ahead and start training full on again, how long do you think it would be before you'd be able to actually step in the cage and fight?
Doctor tell me I will be able to wrestle and go full out around July. July I'll be able to go full out if everything goes well.
How much time do you need to be ready to fight Nick Diaz or Carlos Condit then after you start?
I just gotta get back, so timing will be off a little bit. 2-3 months, so November maybe, end of October, November maybe.
So you've said that you would like to fight Nick, obviously. Do you think he's a tougher fight than Carlos, though? Should Carlos win, how do you see that competition going with you and him?
They both have different style of fighting. Standing up, Carlos Condit has, I believe, more power, and he has more diversity in his striking than Nick. Nick, though, is more accurate, and he's a kind of guy that he controls distance very well. On the ground, Carlos Condit is in grappling. He likes to create chaos, and from chaos, he does things very well. He likes to create the chaos. Nick on the ground, he likes to be in control all the time. Mostly like a standard, like a real jiu-jitsu guy. He's good in scramble, but he like his jiu-jitsu is very like pure like jiu-jitsu. He like to be in control, which Condit, he like create the chaos, and from the chaos, that's where he's at best. So they both have a different style, and even though they're very good standing up on the floor in every aspect, they have a very different style. So whoever will win, I'm gonna have to adjust myself to that style and get ready for that kind of opponent.
George, it's been a long time since you've been the fighter that's trying to earn a title shot. Can you tell us what the difference is to be that hungry fighter and where you are now? And do you look down and at the guys that are gunning after you, and what do you think of them? Do you pay attention to Ellenberger or Sanchez or Johnny Hendricks? Are you even paying attention to them, or just not yet?
I pay attention to this, of course, but there's so many things that can happen in that sport. Sometimes you expect to fight someone and he lose. I just remember Rick's story. He was the next big thing, and he lost the fight. So nobody would have expected that. So from my experience, I always pay attention to the next guy, who I'm gonna fight next, because the other one after, I don't know. I truly don't know who will win, who will be there. So you never know. It's a crazy sport, mixed martial art. And far as of being hungry again, I never been so hungry for a long time. And the reason is, when I become champion, every guy that I was fighting, a lot of people, they always said, "Oh, he's gonna win easy. I don't even know why he's fighting that guy." And now that I got hurt, it's a big thing. It's a big injury. A lot of people, they don't come back as good as they were. Most people do if they do the right thing. and it questioned a lot. A lot of people are they think that I might not never come back the same, or Nick Diaz is better than me, or I might not ever come back on top. So I have that challenge back into my life, and it lights a lot of fire into me, and it make me have more fun, and it give me more drive. So I never really feel that much that excitement back, since it's been a long time I haven't felt that feeling, and I'm glad. I can't wait to fight again. I'll be on fire when I come back.
Just do you see yourself being more technical than Nick Diaz? Technical fighter.
Technical is a big word. Nick Diaz is very good at what he does. He's better than me at what he does best. I'm better than him at what I do best. So when you fight a guy, people say, "Oh, he doesn't have the conditioning. He got tired." The conditioning has nothing to do with this. And in UFC, I guarantee you, every athlete that fight in UFC, they're in top shape. The difference that makes someone tired and another guy is not tired is that the guy that is more tired is because he doesn't fight his fight. He fight the fight that his opponent. He fight the fight where his opponent is better than him. He doesn't fight his fight. If I fight my fight, I will be in control of the environment, and I will not be as tired as if I fight my opponent fight. So technical. Everybody is technical in what they do best. Some people are better at doing some certain things than others. That's what it is.
We did an interview with Dan Severn yesterday, and he was speaking very highly about you, and he said that you represent the sport. Back when he was fighting, there was no media and no, the psychological game between the fights like you have now with Nick Diaz. How would you see this fight would be if it was 20 years ago? No media, you just walk into the ring, no pre-talk or anything like that?
To tell you the truth, I heard that Nick Diaz doesn't like interview, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I despise it. Like if I could, I would have stayed home and sleep. I would have had my breakfast. Do my day will go on. I would have maybe go train and do my thing in it. But I have to come here and do it. So I don't do it because I like it. You have to understand. I give the good impression. I laugh and everything because I have to do it. It's part of my job, and I try to enjoy it. And even though it's if I would prefer be somewhere else and be free and do something else, of course. But it's part of the job, and you need to do it. So if it would be back in the day, of course, it would be just that fight. It would be great. But the reason why we have more money now as athletes and our sport get mainstream is because of this, and it's part of the job to do it. It's part of my job to promote the fight. People want to know what go through my head, and it's normal, and it's okay too. I don't enjoy it, but I have to do it, and it's fine.
How frustrating will it be to have to maybe wait out another fight? If Diaz even wins, he may have to fight one more time before fighting you. What do you think about that?
No, I hope he's gonna wait. I want him to wait for me. I want to be the guy that will take him. And I'm sure he's not gonna fight. He's gonna be. Just have to wait a few months, and it'll be fine. You just have to go on vacation, relax a little bit, and I'll be back soon.